Hi friends, welcome back. I have a very exciting unboxing today and we're just going to get right into it. So I ordered this from Endless Pens and I'm just a loss for words. So I ordered this little 2-pen sleeve. This is a collaboration with Wasted Paper. And Neil is such a kind person. I wanted to support him. And so I picked this up when I picked up my order this past weekend, or last Friday, I think. I can't remember. I think it was Friday when it shipped super fast. It got here yesterday. Today is Wednesday, so yeah, it came in just a couple of days. But I picked up the 2-pen sleeve. This is with Rickshaw and Wasted Paper. And it's so soft on the inside. I love these little 2-pen sleeves just to throw in my purse, make sure my pens are protected. So I have a couple of these. I have a 3-pen, I have two 2-pen, and then I have the other, what is it, the Sinclair and the Fillmore. I have several of Rickshaw's cases. They are all so nice, and this one is beautiful with the cloud pattern. So I thought this was really pretty and wanted to pick one up, support him. And then my pen, I picked up the Loveletter. This is a Memento Magico. It's my first Memento Magico. I have a couple of Memento Zeros from Leonardo, but this will be my first Memento Magico. I will talk about the differences, but this was a collaboration with Hatch, Julia here, and Leonardo, and then Papa J did the resin. So this is a, collab between all of them. And the back of the box, the box itself is beautiful. It just says Loveletter, Leonardo, and Julia here. But the picture is done by Julia. She did the design for the box, and it's beautiful. And then she wrote this little thing on the back that says, "I've always believed in the power of love. In a world that often feels heavy with uncertainty, I find comfort in focusing on joy, connection, and the small ways we can share love with one another. Loveletter is a pen inspired by the idea that love begins within and can even be shared through the simple, intentional act of writing." Each pen carries something deeply personal, tiny preserved fragments from my own wedding bouquet. These flowers symbolize a promise, one rooted in tenderness and shared joy, and now they live on within Loveletter as still witness to that same enduring hope. I love that my memory now becomes a shared keepsake with you, a reminder that love in all its forms can be written into the world. Julia. And I just think that's beautiful. The whole premise behind this pen is a wonderful story. Julia did a video on the creation of this, so you should definitely go check that out. She talks a lot more about the inspiration and design that went into the pen. So let's unbox it. There is also a matching ink that we will be swatching. Leonardo's pens are some of my favorite. I love their design. They just feel really nice in the hand. So you get a box within a box within a box. And some paper that just talks about the guarantee, the filling mechanism of the pen, the warranty, and all of that. And here's the pen. Let me get it out of the plastic. When I first saw this pen, it caught my eye because it's very elegant, such a light color, little neutral, but also what it symbolizes. And you can see the little fragments of the bouquet that were used to create this, or that was used to create this. My first impression of the pen, when I saw it on the website, I was, it was lovely pen. Definitely, I bought it more for the memory of what it symbolizes. But then when I got it, I was so blown away by in person how it looks, because I didn't know that there were sparkles and swirls that are all through the resin. I couldn't see that in the pictures, but I couldn't see that in the pictures online. So I was very surprised when I got this pen, and it's just stunning. I hope you can see all the swirls and sparkles. And I think I got a really good, like, the placement of these flower petals is just beautiful. But you can see there in the cap, there's some more swirl. It's such a beautiful pen, and it's silver, which is my preferred. I like silver resin. I think they're probably my favorite. I do like the ruthenium and the rose gold. Regular gold is not my preferred, but silver is definitely my metal of choice. All of my rings are either silver or rose, or silver or white gold. I just like that color better. So this is the pen. It is so beautiful. I hope it's coming through, because the resin is just, it's so good. So I accidentally got though I'm not sad about it, I got a extra fine nib. I was trying to order really fast so I didn't miss out on the pen, and yeah, instead of getting a fine, I got an extra fine. But actually this one writes beautifully, so I have already inked it up, and I will share a writing sample and the ink swatch with you. But let me tell you about the difference in this model versus a Memento Zero, which I have right here. So this is the Serenity in the Memento Zero. It's just a slight bit shorter. And then where the Memento Zero has this blind cap here, so you can fill it, which I don't have anything in it right now. I just cleaned it out. But the Magico is a piston fill, so you unscrew this to push the piston down, and then screw it back in to pull the ink up. It does have a ink window, which you can see my ink in there, kind of sloshing around. And then on the Memento Zero, you don't have that, because it does just have the converter inside. So for the most part, everything else is very similar. The cap design is just a little bit different with the band. I love the band, the slimmer band on the Memento Magico. And I've kind of like written myself off for piston fillers. They're just not my type of filling mechanism. But this one, I don't know, I guess it's just a little bit of everything. It writes so well, and the added ink window, I really love this pen and think the design of it is gorgeous. So that is the main differences in these two pens, are basically the filling mechanism, and the size is just a slight bit longer on the Memento Magico. See if this will lay there. So just a slight bit. It's a little thicker, I think, but I don't know that I noticed that much in the grip. Let's see. Oh, and there is a difference on the grip too. I forgot. This one has a slight bit of flare, so it goes in just a little bit and then comes back out. But the Magico has actually a lip. So the grip section just tapers a little bit, and then there's the little lip over the... So yeah, it is a little bit thicker. I wrote with it quite a bit last night just to get a good feel for it. I think the grip section is really good. I think it's a good size. It's a nice feel in the hand. Really good for long writing, in my opinion, at least for my hand size. So let me just share I showed it with a Memento Zero, but here is the pen next to an Esterbrook Estie, and the Estie is just slightly taller. Since my preferred pen of last year was the Kakuno, it is quite a bit larger than the Kakuno. This is a great pen just for, you know, throwing in your purse, everyday writing. It's a cheap option. So it's a good sized pen. It's a little bit bigger than some of the other ones that I normally go for, but I feel like it's definitely a very good size. It's not too much bigger than most other pens. So let's get out my ink journal and we'll do a swatch and a writing sample. I love this little cover on my ink journal. I don't know that I ever did a video on it. It's from Leela's Journals. It's so pretty. And then my paper, the notebook is Astrology. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit and I'll show you what the writing sample looks like. So this is the Memento Magico. Oh, I forgot to put Leonardo. It is in Loveletter with an extra fine nib. And it writes really well. I think it's more like a fine. Seems a little, either it's just a wetter nib and feed or maybe a little broader, but it writes more like a fine in my opinion. The ink is Robert Oster Loveletter. It's so nice. It's such a good nib. All right, so we will swatch out this ink and I'm going to introduce you to my new friend. I went to a local, they're a Japanese store, and they have all kinds of fun things, and I picked up a few things there. Before I picked up this little spoon that I really haven't used because I didn't think about the design, but this spoon is so cute, but it has like a hole in the back end of it, and ink gets stuck in that, and it's just kind of hard to swatch with that. But I saw this, and I don't really know what it is. It was just setting off to the side, and I was like, oh, I need that. So this is my new swatching tool. And he is a little baby snake. And he is the cutest thing ever. Look at his face. Oh, is it gonna focus on him? He's got little eyes and his little mouth. But yeah, the other end, for whatever reason, the texture on this thing holds ink perfectly. It's so good. So we will swatch out the ink. This ink is beautiful. But yeah, it holds the ink really well. Most of my little swatching spoons don't hold ink that well, so. I love this ink. Let's put just a little bit more down just for some variation. You can see it's already drying in some spots, and all the gray tones and the purple and blue, pink, all coming through. It's such a good color. All right, so Frank's gonna go, but you'll see him again next time I do swatching or my currently inked. I think he is gonna be my new choice of swatching tool. He's so cute, just makes me smile. So I'm just gonna write out here. And I'll do just a little bit, and so you can see how wet the ink is. Okay, so it is mostly dry. It's still a little wet right there in the middle, but you can see like that haloing. It really matches this darker color with the petals in there. It's like a bluish green color that halos around. You don't really get that in the writing. You might with the larger nib, but that lovely mauvey purpley color is so pretty. I love that ink so much. And this pen is just beyond words. It is stunning. I'm very, very glad I picked this pen up. Unfortunately, they are not available anymore. They did sell out, I believe, the day of the launch. It might have been the following day, but they sold out pretty quick. Mine is number 71 out of 82. I am so excited for this pen. You'll have to let me know down in the comments if you were able to pick this up. It is a beautiful pen, and I'm so happy to be able to support Julia and Hatch. I love Hatch as a program. If you do not know what Hatch is, which at this point most people I would think do, but if you don't know what Hatch is a collaboration, I guess, program that Endless works with artists and other creators, content creators, to create inks. There are several different inks that have been a part of the Hatch program. They are actually also now launching what they call the Inkfinity program, and these are going to be inks that are around forever. Most of these launches for inks have been limited releases, and they do restock as they can. I have a couple that unfortunately aren't available anymore. I'm not sure about this one. I know it is still available, but I'm not sure if this was part of the Inkfinity program or if this is just something that Julia did with Robert Oster for this pen launch. But there are more on the website. At least there were as of today. That this ink was still available on the website. So it's beautiful. You can see here in the swatch, it's a beautiful ink. So you can still check that out. And if you purchase from Endless, I have a code. It is Heather Plans. It can save you 10% on your purchase. There are exclusions. You can see those on their website, but sometimes they don't work. Sometimes they do. On like some of the larger name companies, some of them do not allow for codes, but others do. So you just have to put the code in and see if it takes the money off. If it does, then it is included in that program. So you can definitely use that to save on many different things that they offer. They have pens, inks, paper, accessories, a little bit of everything. So go check out Endless. I'll have them linked down below. I will also link Julia's video to her unboxing of the pen, and I'll put a link in there for the ink. Unfortunately, like I said, the pen is not available. I can link it if it's still on the website, but it is not available anymore. So, all right, I think that's going to be it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.